you expected sedate? Holding up. You put on fresh lipstick, didn't you? I'm so delighted to hear your laughter today. Conrad Lawrence says, heartily laughing together at the same thing forms an immediate bond. That's been my goal today, is to superglue you together. Because when you laugh with people, you connect. Friends especially laugh with their elbows. See, there you go, there you go. We elbow, we thwack. If she's sitting in front of you, you do a thing on her shoulder. I've seen women at banquets, the best buddies end up across the table from each other, and when I say something funny, their heads go, whoa, are you listening to that? Are you picking up on this? Because we feel like we have to connect when we laugh, which is why I know laughter was God's idea. It was on your hard drive, your sense of humor. It's what you were called and meant to do, was to be a laughing people. I'm on a mission, literally, to help women laugh more. You know what they say to me? I don't have time. I don't have time to laugh. I don't have time to rent a funny video. I don't even have time to watch it. And it's true. How many of you have ever rented a video, brought it home, you had 5 days. It sat there, you never got it in the machine, took it back just before midnight. Come on. Is this pitiful? What is our problem? We will not even give ourselves permission to have a good time. It's like that's on our to-do list, it's at the bottom, and if it falls off, well, that's life. Well, I'm going to move it up to the top of your to-do list, because trust me when I tell you, your family, friends, and coworkers would like you to laugh more. In fact, some of you who had your tickets purchased today by somebody else, that was their that was their subtle way of telling you, you need to laugh more. Now, I know the problem. Time is tight, money is tight. How are you going to add more laughter to your life? I have the perfect way. This is so easy. It won't take any time or cost you a dime. You just look out the window of your car. I guarantee you that God has planted funny stuff out there for you to find. Now, the problem is you're too busy. You've got your little blinders on, you're driving down the road, you got McDonald's in this hand and a cell phone in this hand, and you're missing all the fun. So I want you to just look out on the way home today, look out the window of your car. Now, do have your seatbelt on, be very safe, and slow down to the speed limit, could you? Because I know for a fact, in this state, the speed limits are just a suggestion. It's like if you want to go that slow, you can, but, you know. So come on down to the speed limit. Look out that window. There's funny stuff. Traveling through eastern Kentucky, small town, one fast food restaurant. This was not McDonald's. This was Skeeter's, home of the Big Biscuit. Skeeter's had a hand-lettered sign out front. Drive-through 50-item salad bar. Now, that's not what they meant, but that's what it said. And I am imagining a family of 4, all leaning out of their car trying to keep the croutons from blowing off. The teenager says, "Dad, back up, I missed the salad dressing," you know. I mean, a drive-through salad bar is an idea whose time has not come, yes? Going through western Kentucky, getting on the Pennyroyal Parkway for the first time. It's a toll road. I got my toll ticket. I came to the first exit. Here's a sign professionally painted by our Department of Transportation. Do not exit without exact change. Boy, that doesn't give you many choices. You're wondering, why didn't they put that sign up before I got on? What am I gonna do now? There have been people driving the penny route for weeks. They're hoping to pick up a hitchhiker with the exact change. Going through southern Indiana, although I've seen this in all 49 states and Scotland, Canada, and Germany too. It's the diamond-shaped sign with the leaping deer on it, you know the one. But for some reason, after 40 years of seeing those signs, I really paid attention one day to the little sign below it, next 9 miles. And suddenly it struck me, not 10, 20, 9. We are paying somebody to measure how far the deer go. I didn't know it mattered. Am I supposed to start my odometer here, you know? Well, then imagine the poor deer leaping through the woods saying, wait a minute, 9 mile marker, we gotta stop right here. I didn't know they could read. Well, then I haven't even driven 3 miles. I come to another sign, deer, next 13 miles. I thought, good for the deer, they got an extension. Now, lately I've been thinking, why only deer? Are they the only animal in the animal kingdom that has their own signs? I mean, think about it. Why don't they give us a sign that would really be helpful, like skunk, 2 miles, you know? Something that would actually affect your driving. Going through Manhattan, Kansas. Here's a sign in the window of the Burger King. Wanted part-time adult. I'm thinking, I could apply for this. Who could apply for this? Can I sign you up? Yeah. When we're feeling mature, we go to work. When we're feeling childlike, we'll stay home because they only need a part-time adult. I love this. Speaking in Mason City, Iowa. Staying at the Sheraton, called out to the front desk, please send up an iron and an ironing board, which they graciously did. Now, most hotel ironing boards have become little tiny squatty things, you know, the ones with a little striped cover and legs this tall. Now, I'm learning to iron with my feet. I am. If I got something to hold on to, I do pretty well. I still can't get my big toe up over the spray button, but you know. Oh, but this hotel, bless them, they had a big full-size ironing board like Mom had, but with a plastic tag attached to it to remind me it belonged to Sheraton. And the flip side of the tag said, if carried away inadvertently, drop in any mailbox. What? I don't know about you, I've never found myself on a plane saying, oh my goodness, there's an ironing board in my purse. Inadvertently, you know, just has never. Nor have I ever seen a woman trying to stuff one in a mailbox. Sticking out like a big striped tongue. It would really be something, wouldn't it? Now, I told that story in Southern California and had a woman absolutely on the floor, and I thought, you know, it's a funny story, but it isn't that funny. Found out why later. She said, Liz, last year we had the same event at this same hotel. I was downstairs at lunch while my husband checked us out of the room. The porter came up with a big cart, loaded all their luggage and the Marriott ironing board with Marriott painted right across the bottom, and loaded it all in their car. She didn't find it till they got home. I said, oh my goodness, what did you do? She said, well, this year we brought it back. speaking in Winter, South Dakota. I told you I get around. Winter, South Dakota. If you speak there, there's one venue, the AmVets Lodge. I stepped into the ladies' room. They had one of those cloth towel dispensers, you know, the big cloth loop that goes around and around. Does it not strike you odd? It goes in, wrinkled and dirty, comes out smooth and clean. It's like, what exactly is happening in there? You know, little man with steam irons, and you can never catch up with the wrinkled part. Trust me, I've cried. It's in there, it's gone forever. Well, anyway. So it's hanging really high. Above it, a brass-plated engraved sign. I don't know for whose benefit. Warning, do not attempt to swing from towel. Gosh, the thought had never even occurred to me. Is this something I don't know about? I mean, have you stepped into restrooms to find women swinging from the towel? So now I'm starting to look at it. Well, how would you do it? You put your arm in, your leg. I'll tell you one thing. If you ever go in the bathroom now and it's draped all over the sink, you will know what happened. You will know what kind of woman was just in there before you. Absolutely. Hotels have interesting things, too. Every Holiday Inn I've ever stayed at has a little tent sign next to the phone which says, so innocently, please call the front desk if you left anything at home. Now, see, when you're as ornery as I am, you have no idea how hard it is to resist the urge to push zero and say, hi, front desk, have you got a pen? I left home my children, my husband, 6 cats, 4 gerbils. Well, of course you left something at home. You didn't see me come with the truck, did ya? Or when you step in the shower. I remember stepping in the shower in this hotel, and over the shower head it said, place curtain in tub. I thought, boy, it's a lot of trouble, but okay. So I took down the drapes and draped them out in the tub. And I thought, don't they have people they could pay to do this professionally? You know, it's kind of drippy. But my favorite would have to be at the Cincinnati airport. Now, I've been through every airport in this country, I think. And all of them, every one, has automatic sensors on the sink. No more faucets. You walk up and whoosh, the water comes out. In the Chicago O'Hare, they also have the dryers come on automatically when you put your hands near them. And you go through, you feel like you're going through a car wash. You know, I'm ready for the wax job, you know, and I'm all set. But the Cincinnati airport has something none others have. I go in there, I step up to the sink, I soap up, I'm ready. And I'm distracted by the sweet gal next to me, who's obviously not a frequent flyer. Because she is pumping this soap dispenser for all it's worth. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And the soap is going plop, 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 in a little pink puddle on the floor. And I thought, what is she doing? She thinks this will get the water going. Vroom, vroom, vroom. So I said to her, oh, bless your heart, this is easier than you know. If you will just step up, the water will come out. Watch, I'll show you how this works. I'll just step up. What? Here, let me try yours. Well, I went all down. Nothing was happening. Then I saw the problem. Little tiny sign made like with a label maker. Black clothing will not activate faucet. Well, there I stood, solid black dress, solid black raincoat. I had one gold button to work with. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm just trying to activate your faucet here. Just give me a second. See what I mean? There's funny out there everywhere. And some of you are saying, well, Liz, I don't have your sense of humor. Lucky you. Because I can't help it. I see stuff everywhere I look. You just have to slow down, see what's really in front of you, and I think there's humor everywhere. Josh Billings says laughter is the sensation of feeling good all over, but showing it principally in one spot. I think he's wrong. Because I've been watching you laugh all day. You laugh in more than one spot. You do. People always want to know, Lizzie, what makes it fun for you since you're telling old favorite stories? What do you think about? I think about you. I'm watching you laugh. It's so fun. Because I'll go along a whole row of women, nobody laughs the same way. Some of you are having a wonderful time today, but you have not laughed out loud. You've just given me great shoulders. So some people are shakers. Now other people, nothing moves, but weird sounds come out of your mouth. Those are the squeakers. So we got shakers, we got squeakers, we got leakers. Don't go there, okay? I'm talking about. Some of y'all, when you get tickled, it trickles right out your eyes. It does. She's got that napkin going for all it's worth. We shake, we leak, we squeak, we snort. Now, I just know in an audience like this, as wonderful as you are, we have some snorters among us today. Yes, we do. I thought so. And here's how I can pick them out at a banquet. You know, at a banquet, sometimes people will slap the table when they laugh. That is a snorter trying to cover up. That's what's going on, just so you know. It's funny, I've been doing this for 13 years, 1,300 presentations. What a wild deal. And here's what I learned in the early years. You can't always judge what kind of time somebody is having by their physical reaction to things. I remember looking out at a woman, and she was not leaking, squeaking, snorting. Nothing was happening. Absolutely, whoosh, for an hour. And I thought, bless her heart. Either I'm bombing or she's bombing, but it's not working here. What's the problem? But she was the first person that came up to me at the end and said, that was the funniest presentation I have ever. You know what I wanted to say to her? Tell your face. It has no idea that you're having a good time. But then I'll find a woman at the whole other end of the spectrum, leaking, squeaking, snorting the whole bit. She'll come up to me and say, my mascara's gone, my stomach hurts, I wet my pants, thank you so much. So I want you to know today, I'll take anything in that range, okay? Anything from here to there, because people laugh differently, and they laugh at different things. They laugh in different ways. I have studied people's senses of humor for, this baker's dozen of years. And I have found, generally, you can group people into one of 4 kinds of sense of humor. Now, I'm going to whip through these today, and I want you to sit up and pay attention, because I know I'm going to describe you. And then I'll describe something that's not you at all, but it does fit another person in your row, and you have my permission to point. Okay. And I know Mother told you not to, but please dive right in. Maybe you have the sunny personality. Sunnies are real outgoing. You know these kind of women, they're standing at the checkout line, they're talking to the woman behind them, woman in front of them, the checkout girl. If nobody's listening, they talk to the candy rack. Oh, wow. Oh, we found some already. Look at you. Look at that flavor. Have you ever seen? Oh, look what's in your basket. Oh, wow. Look what's in her basket, honey. Isn't that wonderful? What aisle was that If your husband is with you, he'll say, do we know these people? No. A Sonny doesn't have to know somebody. We can talk to anybody. This is the only one of the 4 personalities that actually likes voicemail. Because it says what? Talk at the beep. Now, I'm fine unless it's the kind that shuts off after 30 seconds. Because, we Sonnies have to call back. Hi, it's me, Sonnies are good for 2 or 3 messages. And then we never leave our name. You're just supposed to know who we are. That's just how that is. We're outgoing, we're emotionally demonstrative. People never wonder what kind of a mood a Sonny is in. When she walks in the room, she gives it away right away. Her demeanor, the way her face looks, her countenance, her body language, she just is a walking set of emotions. And they change quickly. Sonnies are either woo-woo-woo or rah-rah-rah. Woo-woo-woo or rah-rah-rah. Now, I did not know, and you've not figured this out yet, I'm like 65% Sonny, but I didn't know about the woo-woo-woo and the rah-rah-rah. Because when you're living it, it just feels normal. But living with a man who's in the middle, I said, wait a minute, enough with woo-woo-woo and rah-rah-rah. What about when I'm in the middle? And he said, honey, when you're in the middle, you're just en route. It's a very perceptive man, that's right. So he tries to catch me. Are you in the middle? I'm coming home. I like that kind of. They're also real storytellers. By that, I don't mean they read to their children. Sonnies can take a 5-minute trip to the convenience store and turn it into a 6-hour miniseries. You know what I mean? You never ask these people on a Sunday morning, so how was your week? Because they'll talk you right out into the parking lot. That will be your last discussion of the day. Well, about 32% of my audiences identify themselves as Sonny. What does the Sonny laugh at? Absolutely, you're so brilliant. Everything. I love to have Sonnies near the front because I'll hear them out there going, what did she say? We don't even have to hear it to be amused, And it doesn't have to be very sophisticated either, frankly. Somebody tripping over a string in the carpet, well, even if it's us, and we don't mean to laugh, but when we and Sonnies they're not the kind that just shake and leak. They have the piano laugh. Up and down the scale. Thank you very much. That was a good one right over there. 32% of us fall into the Sonny sense of humor. Maybe that is not you at all. Maybe you're the cloudy sense of humor. The cloudies are serious. You hear those Sonnies? They can't help themselves. Just the thought of being serious sets them off. But the cloudies are more serious. Now, I'll be honest. I'd be shocked if we had a lot of cloudies here today. Because we said it was going to be fun, fun, fun. Party, party, party. And the cloudy can think of so many things. She needs more than that. So if you are here and you are a cloudy, you were dragged here by a Sonny. Who said, oh, come on, this will be fun. Oh, well, all right, if I have to go. What are we having for lunch? Is it any good? I don't like this cookie. Could I have your cookie? Cloudies are serious. Deep, thoughtful, analytical, serious. They don't. Well, they don't do anything better than write stuff down. That's what they love to do. They love to write stuff down. When you came in today, you had a printed program. The Sunny has already lost hers. She didn't mean to, but she needed something to blot her lipstick, and it worked. The Cloudy has been so grateful to have a list of what will unfold today, but she's a little uncomfortable with there being no times. Well, I know this is next, but what time is it next? And I want you to know I did those programs just for the Cloudies, to make them happy and to drive them a little crazy because of the no times thing. Because Cloudies are happiest holding a piece of paper. They love to write stuff down. They love to make lists. And when they do the stuff on the list and they cross a few off, now it looks sloppy. So they go ahead and recopy that list. And I know how this works. At a typical seminar, if there are no handout materials, the Cloudies are fine because they've brought their own notebook and they have a pen and all. But what happens is they take these beautiful, careful notes in very, oh my goodness, there's a woman with a notebook. What can I tell you? You're going to be so sorry you waved that around. Because what will happen is all the Sunnies have clued in on where you're sitting. And now that you have those beautiful notes, they'll lean over and say, could you make a copy of that for me? Because we Sunnies, we don't even have a pen that works, you know? But the Cloudies are note takers, detail people. They are picture straighteners. They're fabulous people, but they're very organized. Now, what does the Cloudy laugh at? That's right. Yeah, not a lot. Well, she does. She's a little more reticent with her laughter. It has to really tickle her particular funny bone, which means it has to be more cerebral, something that appeals to the mind. Garrison Keillor, something like that. Remember the guy tripping over the string on the carpet? Not only does the Cloudy not think that's funny, they think it's disgusting that you think it's funny. How can you laugh at that, man? That's terrible. Sir, can I help you get up? And when they laugh, they have the garden hose laugh. They let a little bit leak out at a time. Now, 28% of us, and I do that figure for the Cloudies too, because they love percentages. But if they don't add up to 100, boy, will I hear about it. So that's why I paused. Is it 28? Yes, it's 28. Maybe that's not you either. Maybe you're the Stormy personality. Stormies are strong-willed. There's one way. It's your way. Do not point at these people. Because they will bite your finger off. Now, I can talk about the Stormy because remember I told you I'm 65% Sunny, I'm 35% Stormy, and some days it flips around. We Stormies have an opinion on everything, even if we have never thought about it before. We will make stuff up. And then, if necessary, alter history to convince you that what we said on that day was the truth, according to the details and information that you gave us. Oh yeah, Sunnies like to push blame away if we can get away with it. Stormies rather. Well, Sunnies do too. What else about the Stormy? Strong-willed, natural leader. They walk into any small group, within 15 seconds, nominate themselves president. No election required. They just sit down and say, all right, here's what we're going to do. What's everybody say? Okay. Isn't that amazing? Very impatient people for the most part. These are not people that will stand in line for anything. Now, what's the stormy sense of humor? Do they have one? No, do they have one? See, a lot of people assume a stormy doesn't, because stormies will sit there with their arms folded. I see them out there, I know. Aren't any here today, or if we've worn down your defenses such that you're willing to play with us, but stormies do sit there, arms folded, make me laugh. I'm not worried about it. I've got enough stormy in me. I know eventually I'm going to push their button, and we know about it when we do, because the stormy, when they finally cut loose, all that laughter is built up. They have the foghorn laugh. It's just one big blast. So when you hear that blast go, you know another stormy has fallen. The problem is, stormies will laugh anywhere, anytime they want to. You can't ever make them laugh, but when they're ready to laugh, they will laugh. Flying on a plane, because how else would I do it? You're all so quick. I'm renting the movie. You know how it works on the planes? You pay for the little headsets and you watch the movie. It was Mrs. Doubtfire. And everybody else in the plane had seen this thing months ago. I'm the only person wearing headsets. Do you remember the scene when Robin Williams leans over the stove, grabs the two pans, and now that he's set himself on fire, I am in my seat. The whole plane, not paying any attention, has no idea what's going on, except there must be a woman on fire in 17D. People were hitting their lights for the flight attendant. Help, help, she's on fire back here. Because when the stormies want to cut loose, believe me, they will. Well, 23% of us are stormies. That leaves 17% to be foggies. Oh. No, it's not bad. It doesn't mean you don't have the foggiest idea what's going on. I grew up in an all sunny, stormy family. 6 kids, mom and dad, sunny, stormy. Unbelievable. People would come over to our house to watch. Because imagine all those people, woo, 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 woo. Food and emotions dripping from the walls at all hours. It was a real circus. And I thought every family was like that family. And then, 32 years into my life, I met my wonderful Bill. And his family is a foggy family. Low-key, easygoing. Nothing ruffles their feathers. So easy. I want you to imagine when Bill took me home. To meet his wonderful foggy mother, foggy father, and foggy grandmother, too. They've waited 34 years to find out who would be the mother of their grandchildren. And I came in the door in my usual style. I had to bring the energy level down just a tad. And it was quite an adjustment for them. And it was quite an adjustment for me, but I have come to absolutely love foggy people. I love to be surrounded by these people. They're so easygoing. Their motto in life is, that's okay. And see, when you're a sunny stormy, you don't know that phrase. That's okay is your polite way of saying, can't you fix this? But my sweet Bill actually means that. That's okay. Oh, wow, these are great people to spend your life with. He's got the patience of Job. When we're sitting at a red light, sometimes I'm driving, it's easier, but if Bill is driving, well, you understand. Well, when you're a sunny stormy, you're such a backseat or side seat driver. But if Bill is driving, I'm on the passenger side, I have a gas pedal too. Do you follow me? And it's not attached to anything, you can't see it, but at that red light, I'm ready. Boom, boom. The light changes and I think, oh, he didn't see it. Bill, it's green. Now he's doing what all foggies do, male or female, at the red light. They got their hands at 10 and 2 and they're staring at the dashboard. So I thought, oh, he didn't hear me. Bill, it's green. He turns to me and says, there'll be another one. Yeah, in 2010, but I don't really want to wait that long. But see, the foggies are delighted to wait. They wait well. They're relaxed, they're easygoing. The only even slightly challenging thing I could say about the foggy, having lived with one for 13 fabulous years, married to, I should, is to say the foggies can be a bit indecisive. Oh, you live with one too. If you ask a foggy, do you have trouble making decisions? They'll say, well, yes and no. But wow, that's a pretty small thing to have be wrong, just a little challenge. They're so wonderful. Well, 17% of us fall. Now, I promised you'd find, oh, I didn't tell you how they laughed, did I? Because I can't do the foggy laugh. There isn't any. No, see, foggies aren't big laughers. They are what I call laugh facilitators. They're the people who bring funny stuff to work. They put up the Dilbert cartoons. They put up the Far Side. Bill brings me funny stuff. He says, look at this. And I go, and he takes it back and says, wow, that was really funny. We had a big laugh. We had a big laugh? But see, that's enough for him. To be involved in the fun is enough. That's fabulous. Foggies are fabulous. But they are quieter. They like practical jokes because you really only have to do one good one in a lifetime. If you get that one right every year after, you just remember the time when. It works with their idea of time economy. Just one good one will hold them. Now, you've heard the four. Did you find yourself? I promised you would. Did you find one that fits you? Yeah. Did you find two, didn't you? Yeah, most of us say, well, I'm a little bit this and a little bit that. Some of you may even have a little slice of a third because one of your parents had that personality and it rubbed off on you. But I will say this, if you think you are all four of the humor personalities, you have a serious personality disorder, okay? And you need to come see me for a little counseling. Oh, that's not true. The key is everybody has the capacity to laugh in their own way. What you have to do is give people permission to laugh at what they find funny and understand that it may not agree with you. You've probably had that experience today where you elbowed somebody and they're just sitting there. You're thinking, come on. I had a gal come up to me at a presentation who had watched my video and she said, my mom and I watched your video together. She didn't think you were very funny, but I thought you were a hoot. What do you say? Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's true because everybody has a different sense of humor. The key is to know what pushes your button and then surround yourself. It doesn't work to say, well, nobody likes what I think is funny. Good, then you find what's funny for you and you make sure it's part of your life because humor is literally good for you. In fact, I spoke in New Orleans, and their newspaper is called the Times-Picayune. And the Times-Picayune had an article about me being there that said, laughter is good for your body. And my picture? Do you love this? People must have opened the paper and said, wow, Miracle Grow, look at this. But it is, it's good for your body. When you laugh, your heart rate goes up and then drops below the starting level. That's good. When you laugh, your blood pressure goes up. Those of you on medication are concerned, but it's fine because not to worry, it drops below the starting level. Now you could do that stuff with exercise. I mean, you could. But I kind of agree with Robert Orban, who said the important thing to remember about exercise is to start slowly, then gradually taper off. Oh, yeah. It also has an amazing capacity to help you deal with pain. Texas Tech University did a study, and they took a group of undergraduates, wrapped blood pressure cuffs around their arms, and pumped them all the way up. Now, I'm going to say this to any nurses in our audience today. As a civilian, this hurts. Okay, am I the only patient who's had that blood pressure cuff and you think one more squeeze and I'll be the first patient in history whose arm is splattered all over the wall? Hey, we lost one here, It's not big pain, but it's measurable pain. So they put blood pressure cuffs, pumped them all the way up. They took one group as a control group, one group listened to soothing meditational music, one group listened to an informative narrative, and this group listened to funny stuff, made them laugh out loud. Now, who withstood the pain the best? Of course, the laughers raised their threshold of pain 21%. That's a lot. It also means we got it all wrong in these childbirth classes. What are we telling women to do? To deal with the pain? Breathe. Breathe? Gee, I do that almost every day, don't you? But when I need a little pain relief, bring on something to help me. Well, I took those natural childbirth classes. Prepared childbirth. What an amusing oxymoron that is. Prepared childbirth. I think it was Carol Burnett that said having a baby is like taking your lower lip and stretching it up over your head. But I took those prepared childbirth classes and I was prepared. And I breathed for 12 hours. And I said, next. And they send you into the hospital with a big bag of stuff now that they want you to take. And I said, oh, sweet Bill, I know there's a Bible in there and I need some words of encouragement. Find something for me. So my wonderful Hebrew scholar opened to the book of Isaiah. Pains have seized me like the pains of a woman in labor. I am so bewildered I cannot see, so terrified I cannot hear, and horror overwhelms me. Thank you very much. By the 26th hour, all 3 nursing shifts had gone around. The first group was back. Liz is still here. And that was when they brought in the anesthesiologist. That's the doc with the drugs. And a big button that said, just say yes to drugs. As Josh Billings says, there ain't much fun in medicine, but there's a heck of a lot of medicine in fun. Oh, I must confess something to you. I've had long talks with God about being funny. Because I used to wonder if that was okay. How many of you know what I mean? You're just a little different. You're just wired a little different. Some of you are voluntarily raising your hands. So Haven't even asked that, but you're like, okay, I confess. I mean, there are those of us who are the sunnies and the stormies, and we're just a little different, and we're not very reticent, and we kind of wonder, is it okay to be funny? Does God have a sense of humor? Oh, yes. Oh, well, there's an answer. Yes, he does. He surely does. Because children laugh all the time. They come into this world. What's the first thing we look for a baby to do? Smile. It's a sign that, hey, something's going on in there. They're beginning to react to their environment. Children love to laugh until we get our hands on them. Wipe that smile off your face. You think you're so funny. Don't you know we don't laugh in church? Now you straighten up, young man. After a while, they get the message. Don't be funny around mother. She doesn't get it. It's so sad to me that we were all born laughing, but some of us, our parents meant well, but they kind of wore down the edges of our funny bone until somewhere along the line we became adults who didn't think laughter was either important or okay. And so then you come to me for remedial work. And you say, oh, Lizzie, help us laugh again. It's no secret to me why we have such a big crowd today, because people are hungry for laughter. And the world in particular is looking for joy. And many of us know the source of joy. And yet I've talked with God and I've said, you know, I've not found the word laughter in the Bible as much as I'd like to. I've done my studies and all my translations, and laugh just isn't in there enough to suit me. But you know what's in there a bunch, especially in Psalms, is shouts of joy. And I got to figure shouts of joy must mean laughter. Because if 2 million Israelites were standing around letting loose shouts of joy, somebody would start laughing. You know what I mean? Still, I did talk to the Lord, and I said, Lord, I'm concerned because I'm funny. And I've gotten real concerned. Sometimes I'm on the platform with some very deep women of God. Oh, my dear sister Jill Briscoe got up on the platform. She and I were together. She went first. If you've ever seen this woman speak, oh, deep pearls of wisdom. Mine are more like pop beads, you know, and she's got pearls of wisdom. And the women are going, whoa. And they're writing down every word. I notice most of you are not writing down every word. And I'm sitting there saying, whose idea was this to put Jill and I together, this deep woman? All I could figure was they said, well, we'll have Jill, and let's see, how far over can we go and still be in the kingdom of God? Liz, we'll have Liz. She's hanging out there in the periphery. We'll bring her in. And so I sat there while everybody's, wow, saying, Lord, I want to be deep too. I want to be deep. Can I be deep? He said, Lizzie, you're forgetting the rest of the song. Deep and wide, deep. You be wide, okay, daughter? And I got it. I got it. What God was saying is, and not just the width of my hips, humor is wide. Humor is a hug. Humor brings in people, it's like grace. It says, it's okay. Come to me, ye who are weary, and I will give you rest. And laughter to me is the best rest. Honey, you're going to sleep like a log tonight. You will. Because laughter has some incredible abilities to help us shake off the stress and press on. We talk in the Bible about a sacrifice of praise. And sometimes it is a sacrifice to praise because we don't feel like it. I believe laughter's a sacrifice too. Sometimes it is. You got those heavy burdens. Some of you came in today and you like these burdens. They've been with you a long time. You're like my kids with their big backpacks. You got little pockets for all your burdens and you unzip them and check, yep, still there, good, okay. And what I wanted you to do today was to lay your backpack down. Ideally, you would lay it at the foot of the cross. Because one of two things will happen when this day ends. You will go back and the backpack of burdens will be lighter because you laid it in the hands of the one who can actually change things. Or if you're like me and you're over 40, you can't really remember where you left it. Oh, sisters. Well, I want to close our time here with a song. A song? Who she thinks she is, Miss America? Well, I wrote this on a plane. Not on the side of it. I mean, while. And I'm called an encourager from the French encourage or something like that. Literally means to fill the heart. And of course, I love to fill your hearts with laughter. So out of nowhere came this song. Laughter is the language of the heart. It speaks with a voice that says, come, let's take part. It brings joy to your soul, fills you up, makes you whole. Laughter, it's the language of the heart. Thank you for speaking my language. God bless you.